digitalization and startups. So I hope we will find more cooperation in the field of commerce.
Okay, what is Finland going to do about the concern for Rwanda having genocide fugitives in Europe?
Sorry?
We have an issue of genocide fugitives who are in Europe and other countries, including Finland. What are you going to do about that as an ambassador?
Okay, we believe in fair court and justice, so I hope that they will all be handled in a fair way, all these questions.
We are entering into the second decade of collaboration with Rwanda. We opened our embassy 10 years ago. I emphasized that once the Japanese collaboration should improve and should be enhanced more in a different area. And the President decided to
Recently, we had the new emperor being enthroned. Yes. What is the plan as you, the new ambassador, replacing the old one who was there before the government? We have a new emperor with a son.
Yes.
What is your message from the emperor to Rwanda?
Emperor asked me to convey this message to Mr. President that he's strongly hoping the close relationship, trust and friendship of the two countries should be enhanced further.
Japan has got a big operation in Rwanda. We have JICA, we have its terms of agriculture, investigation, and ICT. Yes. Recently, your predecessor said that we will help Rwanda to send the first satellite in space. Mm-hmm. What is your plan on that?
We are already studying the next steps to do the next satellite. The same cooperation scheme between Rwanda and Japan.
We have about 15 companies which are Japanese operating in Rwanda. 27 years. What is your plan in terms of business and trade?
I emphasized, I explained also to Mr. President, His Excellency, that the collaboration should bear another advanced form. In other words, I promised Mr. President to bring more Japanese investments in different areas, not to just the financing support, not to just JICA volunteers, but trading, investments, interesting in this country, for Japanese companies. This is my biggest job, to bring these companies and Japanese money to Rwanda for mutual benefits.
What has been your investment in Rwanda?
I'm still thinking which area, which segment we need to strengthen. Energy, infrastructure, healthcare, infrastructure, power, water, waste. These are my preliminary ideas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Rwanda Ntali. I come from Malawi. I'm the High Commissioner for today of Malawi in Rwanda. I feel so honored and great in my mind that I have been accepted by the President Kagame to work with between the governments of Malawi and Rwanda. I feel so honored, and I feel like Malawi has a lot to do with Rwanda. One, my mission is about strengthening the bilateral agreement that's already existing between Rwanda and Malawi. And also, my objective coming to Rwanda today is to strengthen the relationship that exists between Rwanda and Malawi for the mutual benefit of the people of Rwanda and Malawi. So, Rwanda people, I can tell you, my brothers and sisters, that we are brothers. The President has accepted that. Let's do business together. Let's work together. Let's do investment in Rwanda and Malawi. And let's live together as one. Bless Rwanda, bless Malawi. Thank you very much.
Which areas do you think you are going to put more effort to strengthen ties between two countries?
Thank you very much. That's a good question. The whole key factor here is when we're talking of relationship, Malawi and Rwanda can do better in investment and trade. We've got a lot of soya beans in Malawi. We have got a lot of groundnuts in Malawi. We have got a lot of good rice, the rice that when you eat, you can smell from 100 kilometers away. We are not talking about the rice that, people sometimes give us fake information. This is rice, this is not rice. Malawi has got the best rice in the region. 1, 2, we have got sugar canes. We have got pigeon peas, whatever you can mention. Malawi being agriculture-based economy. We produce a lot of things that can come to Rwanda. But we expect Rwanda also to have things, to sell a lot of that side. That is one of the things that I'll try to promote to make sure that at least Rwanda people can benefit from Malawi and Malawi can benefit from Rwanda. I think.
Thank you very much.
English.
And French?
No.
Okay. Honorable Ambassador, I would like you to give a statement for after meeting with the President, presenting your credentials. How do you feel?
I think this is the moment we are looking forward to as Sierra Leoneans and as well as a mission representing Sierra Leone in Rwanda. Sierra Leone and Rwanda have had continued partnership in terms of peace and security and the overall development of the region. Sierra Leone has also contributed to peace and security within the African region, and that is very important for all of us. We acknowledge the contribution of the President of Rwanda for being part of the peace process in Africa, and also a member of the African Union in previous years. Sierra Leone is the chairperson for the C10 for peace and security in the United Nations, and therefore our relationship is going to strengthen due to that bilateral cooperation that we have got. Also, Sierra Leone is looking forward to Rwanda to bring in trade and investment to Sierra Leone. We encourage investors who are already in Rwanda to come and have a look at the possibilities of doing trade in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone has 220 kilometers of coastal line. It is good for a holiday for all Rwandese. Come for a holiday and you will enjoy our pretty beaches, which is like Turtle Island, Banana Island, Bont Island, which is very central and historic in the whole of West Africa.
In Rwanda, we have prisoners from Sierra Leone who are here. And at the same time, we have been having people from Sierra Leone who have been wanting to come and stay and work and invest here. What are you going to do to make sure that happens?
That was a decision by the United Nations, which I do not have any objection to. But what I will encourage Rwandese and Sierra Leoneans who wants to travel to Rwanda, like myself that I've done in the last couple of days, and businesses who wants to move over to Sierra Leone, I think it's a big opportunity. We want to have like the Kilimanjaro, which is being advertised in Kenya, but it's not in Kenya. Rwanda can use our beaches, which is about 220 kilometers coastline, to do trade, to do tourism, to do investment. And that, I think that is an opportunity for Rwandese themselves, which can create jobs for Sierra Leoneans as well as for Rwandese.
Thank you.
Yes.
Merci de me donner cette occasion de m'exprimer au nom du Niger après cette présentation de l'aide de créance à son Excellence M. Paul Kagame, président de la République du Rwanda. J'attendais ce jour depuis longtemps, puisque le Rwanda est un exemple pour tout le monde entier en général et pour l'Afrique en particulier. Un exemple marqué par l'engagement, l'ouverture et le sérieux dont fait preuve le Rwanda, qui nous montre, qui doit nous convaincre que l'Afrique que nous voulons, telle que décrite dans l'agenda 2063, cette Afrique-là est possible. Le Rwanda sort de ce que je ne veux pas appeler depuis 1994, moins de 26 ans. Le Rwanda a passé du noir au blanc. C'est-à-dire l'exemple est donné. Cette Afrique que nous voulons, qui a été décrite en 2015 à Addis Abeba, dans ce qu'il est convenu d'appeler l'agenda 2063, cette Afrique est possible, cette Afrique est faisable, parce que l'Afrique en miniature qui est le Rwanda est en train de se lever et même debout.
Quelle opportunité à la Niger avec les Rwandais dans ces pays?
Voilà. Merci. Et tout à l'heure, le président Kagame parlait du président Issoufou Mahamadou. Vous savez bien que le président du Niger est le champion de la zone de libre-échange continentale africaine. Cette zone à l'élaboration de laquelle les deux présidents ont beaucoup travaillé. Le président Issoufou et le président Kagame sont des frères, ils ne sont plus collègues, ce sont des frères et ils viennent de le réitérer, ils viennent de le rappeler. Avec le Rwanda, nous avons beaucoup à apprendre, nous avons beaucoup à tirer. L'exemple le plus proche, c'est l'organisation du sommet de juillet 2019 pour lequel le Rwanda nous a appuyé beaucoup. Notre agence qu'on a créée à cet effet a fait plus d'une dizaine de missions reçues par l'agence des conférences d'ici et nous avons sorti l'un des meilleurs sommets de l'Union africaine, les 7 et 8 juillet 2019 à Niamey.
Merci beaucoup.
Ok, photo.
First of all, both of us, Georgia and Rwanda, faced the same troubles in the near past. We had the Civil War as well, we had regional conflicts, and the experience which we and Rwanda gained during these troubled times, we can share for mutual benefit. And that's what we talked with President Kagame, whom I consider, and it's not only me, is one of the most prominent leaders in Africa, an outstanding personality who can teach us or share with us your experience of building the country and building the democracy.
What opportunities are you going to share with Rwanda, between Rwanda and Georgia?
Opportunities? What does it mean, opportunities?
Business, social, cultural?
Political support, for example, in different international organizations. We can share our political views, political standing. We can support each other in different forums. Economically, yes, Mr. President recalled that Lado Bulganidze, former Georgian Prime Minister, was chairman of the board of Bank of Kigali, for example, which is, as I was told, one of the most successful banks in the country. So, there are a lot of things we can share and we can benefit from.
Thank you.
Okay, can I speak in French? Okay, je vous remercie. Je viens de présenter mes lettres de créance au président Paul Kagame. Je l'ai d'abord remercié pour l'hospitalité dont nous avons fait l'objet depuis notre arrivée au Rwanda. Je lui ai ensuite transmis les amitiés, les fraternités de son frère, le président du Burkina Faso, le président Roch-Marc Christian Kaboré. Je lui ai dit aussi toute la volonté et la détermination du président Kaboré à vouloir dynamiser les relations bilatérales entre le Rwanda et le Burkina Faso. Je lui ai demandé aussi, j'ai sollicité son soutien parce que je mesure la tâche qui est la mienne dans votre pays en tant qu'ambassadeur. Je lui ai demandé, sollicité tout son soutien et le soutien de son gouvernement pour la réussite de ma mission.
Les opportunités dans des pays?
Il y a beaucoup d'opportunités d'affaires. J'ai même parlé qu'il serait bien que nous ayons un cadre formel, parce qu'il n'y a pas d'accord cadre de coopération entre le Burkina et le Rwanda. Donc il serait bien déjà de commencer à réfléchir de ça avec, quand on a été reçu au ministère des Affaires étrangères, de création d'un cadre formel. Il y a beaucoup de choses qu'on peut partager entre le Burkina et le Rwanda. On peut partager. Il y a le domaine culturel. Déjà, on se connaît sur le plan culturel. Quand vous regardez Bobo Diouf et quand vous avez eu le premier prix de l'étalon au Festival de l'année passée, les Rwandais étaient invités d'honneur. Il y a le domaine agricole où nous avons des expériences qu'on peut partager. Par exemple, au Burkina, c'est un pays sahélien, les pluies sont souvent rares et nous avons la petite irrigation. Vous avez beaucoup d'eau ici, c'est des choses qui peuvent vous inspirer. Il y a le système d'éducation. Je pense aussi qu'on peut aussi s'inspirer de votre système d'éducation. Et des technologies de l'information, il y a le commerce. Et le commerce, les affaires, nos hommes d'affaires sont vraiment intéressés pour venir partager, créer des partenariats d'affaires avec les hommes d'affaires du Rwanda. Donc il y a beaucoup d'opportunités. Il y a le tourisme aussi qu'on peut développer. Il y a plein de choses.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Let me first of all thank His Excellency the President of Rwanda, Kagame, for hosting us and actually allowing us to present credentials, which makes of me a full ambassador of Italy to Rwanda. This said, we are enjoying an outstanding cooperation. The last few years it's been quite an acceleration, and it's mainly in the security sector. We have a permanent general called Stefano Dragani from Carabinieri that is actually training the Rwanda National Police. He's doing an excellent job. Just to make you understand, since we signed the Memorandum of Understanding between the Rwanda National Police and the Carabinieri in Italy, we've been doing 30 courses of local police in all possible fields of cooperation, from anti-terrorism to wildlife protection, the rangers protecting the gorillas in this wonderful country, and K9, which is the training dogs, even on public order duty. Just to make you understand, the motorcycles that actually escorted us to the presidential palace were driven by policemen which have been trained specifically on that duty by Abahagarariye. Of course, it's not limited to the Carabinieri, although it's a matter actually of pride for the country to have the possibility actually to train local police, and creating also a sort of familiarity between our two countries in a very important field, which is that of police enforcement. And I see that actually local police is undoubtedly very, very efficient. I'm actually amazed myself by the efficiency they're showing. Other fields of cooperation, of course, are from procurement. We are actively participating to the security sector of this country. And of course, we are exploring more and more through our industrial associations. There will be actually one of these possibilities in February. Right now, with an event that we're doing explicitly for African countries, and Rwanda is being invited. The local chamber of commerce and actually the federation of employers will be, I hope, very soon confirming their participation. They will be meeting 7,000 Italian companies in Italy and having the possibility to explore new fields of cooperation. We are already cooperating in the food processing, in construction, of course, specifically in glass and steel. And we are willing to participate a little bit more actually on the tourism industry that is pretty famous. I must say that one of the incredibly strong actually policies that this country has been able to do in Africa in general, in comparison even to neighboring countries, has been marketing of tourism and marketing of the country. And I must say that actually you're pretty successful. I'm resident as an ambassador in Uganda, in Kampala, but lots of my friends come from Italy and eventually they fly to Rwanda to see the gorillas. They had this possibility in Uganda too, but Rwanda has been doing a wonderful tourism marketing.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
So many.
Yes. We want you to tell us, after presenting our measures, which areas of cooperation you are going to put more effort to Rwanda and Denmark.
We had a very good meeting with the president. I think what would be important would be to increase the trade between our two countries. There is great potential for more trade between our two countries. That's an area that I will be looking at, that I will try to strengthen.
What about education and ICT?
We have no development programs as such on education here in Uganda. So our focus will very much be to see whether we can increase the trade with Rwanda. There's so much interesting going on here in Rwanda. There are so many opportunities for Danish businesses and hopefully also for Rwandan businesses here. I also expressed the Danish pride in being part of the commemoration of the 23rd year anniversary of the genocide against the Tutsis. Last year there was a marking of that in Copenhagen. We have collaboration with Rwanda on this. Thank you. Thank you.
In the series of ambassadors, I'm the ambassador of the Czech Republic. My name is Martin Babenko. I'm for the very first time in Kigali and in Rwanda as such. I'm very happy to be here to see the place where Czech Republic is well established. We have very good cooperation with your country already in many fields, but still there is a room for improving, and I very much hope that together with my colleagues from the embassy in Nairobi will be able to contribute to further development of our relations. I'm at disposal to your questions if you have any.
Which areas of cooperation you are going to put more effort?
We cooperate in the sphere of security. Both with your army and your police, but not only that, I think which is very well known also in Rwandan public, is that we cooperate with the Akagera Conservancy on preserving some rare species of rhino, and it was last year when 5 rhinos were brought to this conservancy to live in the wild. Other areas I would name ICT and some fields of up-to-date modern technologies, like where Czech Republic is on the top in the world, like biotechnologies, nanotechnologies. We are still looking for appropriate partners in Rwanda, but with the development I can see here, I'm confident that we will very soon find good partners with whom we can cooperate on a mutually beneficial basis.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.